That, my beautiful people, is my effortlessly chic makeup look. How's everyone doing? I'm Nina Ubhi and I'm a professional makeup artist, and this channel is all about educational beauty. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create an effortlessly chic makeup look. It's going to be really easy for you guys to create, and the great thing is you can wear it during the day and it looks absolutely amazing in the evening too, because it's super flawless and easy to do. Now, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'm over on Instagram, so it'd be great if you come say hi there too. Now let's jump straight into the video. So I'm back from Bali and I am super tanned. I'm super brown and I'm loving it. This is what I wanted for quite a while, because the last time I had a tan was probably, I don't know, like 4 months ago. And then when you go through that transition phase of like losing it, then you kind of just want it gone very quickly, you know, because it's that horrible color. So yeah, I'm really glad I've got a really nice deep tan. I have burnt a little bit, not gonna lie. I'm peeling a little bit, and I think it's because you tan very differently in Bali. Like, I just noticed the difference compared to here. Here I can sit in the sun for hours. I don't really burn, you know. Obviously I use SPF, I use protection, but you know, God, like my neck area is just like super dry. And in Bali, it wasn't even fully like clear sky the entire time I was there. On a couple of the days I was out in the sun and it was super cloudy, but I was still tanning. Like, I didn't think I was going to be tanning. Even though I wore SPF, like on my forehead here, it's just kind of like, you know, when you get that horrible film, it just looks shiny and weird. So my skin needs a bit of extra prep today. So we're going in to this effortlessly chic makeup tutorial, which is basically, I would say, just full of neutral tones, but not overly matte either, because it's more of a kind of look that you can wear anytime during the day, but it actually looks really, really good in the evening too. So I really wanted to kind of like show you this, because I feel like it's a look that I kind of go for quite often, especially with like that slick back hair look, you know, when it's just effortlessly chic and it's just easy, because you don't have to faff around with too much like straightening your hair or anything. Even the makeup is like pretty easy to do as well. So I really wanted to share that with you. So I'm going to move straight in with skincare. I'm going to first apply some eye cream, which is my Drunk Elephant Sea Tango eye cream. I just feel like my skin is just super dry from the sun at the moment. So I've really got to like focus on a lot of hydration. So this eye cream is great. I just feel like my skin is just like soaking it all up. I am going to go in with my Marrakesh Rich. This jar is like basically finishing. I need to get another one. So this is my moisturizer that I use basically all the time. I absolutely love it. And the great thing is I feel like you can kind of like, oh, this feels so good. You can just like layer up with it and it doesn't kind of like pill, you know, like that weird like bits coming off your skin. So I'm really like massaging this into the skin, because like I said, my skin's extremely like dry from the sun. Oh, this just feels so good on my skin. It just smells good. It's just so moisturizing. It's great for dry skin, but what I do love is a lot of the time I don't have dry skin, and you've still seen me use this. So even if you don't have dry skin, it is great for combination skin as well, like normal skin, because even though it says Marrakesh Rich, it's not like, you know, when you imagine a rich moisturizer, you imagine it to be too thick and too kind of balmy. It's nothing like that. It's just something I feel like you can like layer up. So I've just added another layer, and I feel like it just kind of like creates like this veil of hydration on your skin. I'm actually going to put this all over. I'm just gonna bathe in it. And I've noticed that this really does help with kind of like dryness. Like, it is very good with dryness, but I just love the fact that I can use it anytime. It's not just when my skin is feeling dry. Do you know what they should do? They should bring out a body moisturizer of this. I would so use it. So yeah, that's the moisturizer I'm going to use. I am just going to put a little bit extra around my forehead because it's just super dry there. So the great thing about this moisturizer is it does have like repairing ceramides in here, and it gives your skin that luminosity, but it also increases the moisture levels in your skin within 1 week. So I know that even though my skin is kind of like feeling very dry and sunburned at the moment. I know that this moisturizer is just going to sort it out within a week, and that's why I'm not too concerned. I'm not too worried about, you know, dryness or anything. So yeah, this is something I would highly recommend. Now, before we start with foundation, concealer, etc., I am going to apply some SPF. This is my Lancer Mineral Sun Shield. It's a universal tint and it's SPF 30, and I don't really see it as a tint, to be honest. It's more just for the protection. Maybe you will see a tint. I mean, it's more kind of whitish more than anything. It's not really, well, it's not whitish, it's whitish on me at the moment. Everything's white on me at the moment. Just gonna give me that protection, you know? It is super nice to have a tan though, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like so nice. Although I feel like I look a bit dirty at the moment because it's that like it's a bit patchy at the moment. And guess what? You guys who have been watching my tutorials for a while, do you guys remember, if you've been watching my tutorials for a very long time, that the last time that I was tanned, I used the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And remember I said I only use this when I'm super tanned? I've gone back to it. It was just sitting here and I was like, when am I going to be able to use you again? And I'm using it again. I'm so happy. So okay, what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit of this to my eyelids. So just here. And I'm just kind of like pressing this in all over my eyelid with my beauty blender. I've got my, there's a lash that's just dropped on my cheek. I've got my lash extensions on, and I think a couple of them are falling out now. Because as soon as I got back from Bali, I started getting a bit more rough with my application. Whereas before that, I wanted them to last, so I was like really careful. Or rough with my like removal of the makeup, if that makes sense. So how are you guys liking the vlog channel? I've seen so many of you over there. I would love to see way more of you over there. So, you know, please do show your support by heading over and hitting the subscribe button and watching my vlogs. If there's anything you want to see over there, then please do let me know. Let's go in with a bit of powder. I'm going to use my banana powder. And if you want to see the video from Bali, you need to head over to my vlog channel because it is up already. You guys are gonna love it. Next, I'm going to apply my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and this is number 6. Usually I use 5, but because I'm super tanned at the moment, I'm going to be using 6 because this just helps to make that kind of tanned look a bit more glistening and kind of a nice tan, if that makes sense, you know, because like I said, sometimes your tan can end up looking dirty because of the patchiness. So this kind of like, I feel really helps to kind of add that luminosity and that healthy glow back to the tan. I like to kind of like apply this kind of in most areas, probably not as much as what I'm applying right now, but at the moment I need all the help I can get because my skin's super dry. I'm just going to get my F47 brush and just kind of like buff this into the skin. That's added that kind of luminosity. Okay, so with my under eye area, I do want a little bit of brightness, but I don't want it to be like super bright. So I'm going to be using 2 concealers. This doesn't mean you have to use 2 concealers. I'm just trying to kind of like balance out my skin because of how much I'm tanned at the moment. So I need kind of that really nice brightness on the under eye because I have dark circles, but at the same time, I don't want it to be overly bright. So if I use my original Tarte Shape Tape concealer on its own, the one that I usually use when I'm not tanned, it is going to be way too white on that area. And if I use my Born This Way concealer, the one that I use when I'm super tanned, it might not have enough of the brightness in there, if you get what I mean. So it will cover it up, but it just won't give me that brightness. So that's why I'm going to be using both. So you don't have to, like I said. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer as I normally do, and I like to kind of like apply this in other areas as well, just to give that coverage and slight lift. Now with my Tarte Shape Tape, I am basically going to just add a little bit here on the inner corner there, because too much is going to make it too white, right? Right, I've got my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood complexion brush, the fat side, and I'm just going to blend this bottom bit here first. And just kind of like take this up into this area. So much stuff on Netflix at the moment. Because we only just arrived back from Bali the other day, we've been away and we haven't watched any TV whatsoever. So we got back. I love that when that happens, when you come back and you're like, oh my God, there's so much new stuff on Netflix. But honestly, I just don't have time to watch TV. But I just love having a load of stuff that I need to watch, if that makes sense. I just need to have a lot of stuff to watch, you know? I need to have that available. I need to have options. That's what it is. I just need options. So anyway, now that we've done that, we're going to just buff in the under eye area. And I'm just grabbing my sponge, starting from the inner corner, gradually taking it outwards and upwards. So start from the inner corner and gradually take it upwards and outwards. So you see we've got that slight amount of brightness there, but it isn't like crazy. Plus we're going to go over the foundation for the kind of underpainting effect, which is going to like really finish it off. See, even on its own, it's looking pretty white. Imagine what it would have been like if I did actually apply the Tarte Shape Tape on its own. Now, whatever's left on my sponge, I'm just kind of like taking onto the forehead. I don't like to apply too much there on its own because I feel like it becomes a bit much. So whatever's left on my sponge, I just kind of like take it up into that area, onto the chin area, you know, so that brightness kind of follows through all the way down. Okay, gonna use my e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. And I love this because it's a brush. It's just so easy to use. So I'm just kind of like adding a little bit on either side. Here along the jawline. And then I'm just going to do my nose. Okay, so a little V on the tip. That really helps to make my tip look smaller. And then just a little bit on the sides of the bridge of the nose, which helps to slim down the nose. This is to obviously create kind of like shape in the cheekbone area. And then this is to kind of sharpen the jawline. Gonna get my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood complexion brush, use the fat side again. And this is where I'm just gonna like press. I'm constantly pressing, I'm not moving the brush around, because if I move the brush around, like as in like glide it, I'm gonna basically take off anything that's underneath. So what I'm doing is layering. So this is like how you keep those layers in place. There's no point dragging the brush back and forth. All it's gonna do is make it look patchy possibly, and also just take off the initial layer that you have there. So it's all about layering in the right way to keep everything where it is and give it that nice kind of flawless finish. Oh my god, I ate so much in Bali, it's unreal. I guess like I just didn't care. Well, I really didn't. I was just like, whatever. Like bad news. So yeah, now I'm like back on the diet. I've got a month now before I go to London. Well, not even a month. Well, by the time this goes out, I might actually already be there. No, I won't. I'm going to be using a different foundation today, and this is the Too Faced Born This Way matte. Now, even though it is matte, I don't feel like it gives me that full-on matte look. Like my matte foundation that I usually love using is my Dior Forever Matte, and that gives me a matte look, and it's really good. But I feel like this is kind of like not as matte, and it's just not as matte. This shade is golden, so this color is like perfect for me at the moment. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to the back of my hand, grab my sponge, and then just start buffing. And I'm only using a little bit of this foundation because honestly I really don't want too much going on. See how I'm just buffing it into the skin? So I'm not gliding it, I'm always pressing, always kind of like buffing into the skin. Okay, gonna get my powder puff and my powder and just like press this into my under eye area. Let's grab my Hourglass veil brush, the fat side, and we're just gonna like dust all this powder off. It's really important you have good hydration underneath. You've got the right skincare on underneath, because when you already have like overly tanned skin and maybe you're suffering with peeling or sunburn or you've got dry skin, what happens is if you're not hydrating enough underneath and then you go on with powder to set your foundation, you're going to find that it just makes your skin look even more dry. So you've really got to get your skincare right. I've got super dry lips as well at the moment. I'm going to use my Dior. This is my like lip sugar scrub. So my lips are very dry. And this is like a lip balm and kind of lip scrub in one. Okay, I am going to use the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. I recently received this and I'm really liking it because I feel like it's like a toned down version of the Too Faced brow wax. You know, that one that you always see me use, because like you put it on and then you can press it and it just literally stays in place. You can do that with this too, but I really like the fact this is like an everyday kind of, you know, it just doesn't get flaky on your brows and it genuinely does kind of texturize them a little bit as well. So I'm really liking this. Okay, I don't want my eyebrows to be like super dark. Honestly, that is an issue for me because sometimes it can end up looking too much. And even though I feel like I can get away with stronger brows, sometimes I just don't want them to look that strong. You know, like I really do wish I had that natural fluffy brow where I didn't need to do much to it. But unfortunately, I don't. So I'm gonna like go with what I know suits me. So I'm gonna just be using my Lime Crime Bushy Brow pen, and I am literally just going to be like drawing in little hairs here, because it's just because I have obviously like naturally dark hair, and it's like just it's very easy for them to end up looking kind of bold. So I'm just like drawing in little just hair strokes. I'm mainly doing it from the front up to the middle of the brow because this is a very light kind of colour for me. So I don't want to go in with a very dark one at the front, but I'm quite happy with going with the slightly darker one from halfway across to the end because I don't have as much hair there. So on that section, I'm going to be using my Anastasia brow pen in dark brown. Now, I just want to share, because sometimes like I'll have people say, oh, why do I have to use two colours? I use two colours because I feel that that is how I get the right look that I want to get. You don't necessarily have to use two colours. Like you could use one brow product and just use it how I'm showing you, you know? So you don't have to use two shades. So don't start thinking you've got to use the exact same things as me, but it's more the technique that I'm showing you. But obviously the products that I've chosen are based on my skin tone, my style. So yeah, now I'm going to use my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and this is where I'm just going to like kind of like shape it. So I've added that kind of feather effect to my brow, but now I really want to just kind of define the actual shape a bit more so it's not so jagged. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of kind of just last bit of sculpting to my nose. So I'm just doing like almost like a diamond shape on the tip. This is with my Fenty 200 brush and my Sunstalker in Shady Biz. It just kind of like finishes it off for me. Just a bit of highlighter. That was just down the bridge of the nose and on the tip. That's my Tom Ford one using my Zoeva 234 brush. And now we're gonna add a bit of warmth to the face and just finish off that kind of shaping. I'm using my Sunstalker in Island Ting and my Hourglass Veil brush. And I'm just going to go from the top of the ear and just kind of like work my way towards, almost towards the middle of, between the nose and the mouth. So like towards that section there. And you can follow this kind of placement for yourself too, because it may work depending on your face shape. I'm going to take this along the hairline, just on the side, and then a little bit into the forehead, but not at the top, because really I want to focus on slimming my face. And this is what's going to do that, by doing it on the sides of the face. Okay, I am going to very lightly feather my lips in with my very little Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. It's kind of like finishing. Now, I really don't want an obvious lip line, and that's why I love this colour. God, everything's dry on my face at the moment. It's just like so like, it's like a dried up prune. Now I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Push Up lashes. Yeah, my Pillow Talk mascara. Just gonna add this to my lower lash line, just taking it through the lashes just at the ends. Now I'm going to get my Laura Mercier powder puff, and I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in medium, and I'm basically going to just like press this into the powder. So I'm going to go from the corner of the mouth up towards the ear, and this is going to help to just lift the area. It's going to look a bit obvious to begin with, but then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. And also this bit here. You see that? Where it's all like lifted. Now we're gonna get the Real Techniques brush, and there's nothing on this brush, and I'm just gonna like basically go over it in the same direction. So you're gonna keep that lift, keep that slight brightness that you've got there, which has given you a really nice snatch look, but it's just taken away the excess. Now I'm using my Hourglass Tiger palette, and I'm going to use the highlight shade, so the whitest one there. I don't want any blush for this look. I'm going to go at the peaks of the cheekbone, but pretty high up here. So not too close in the center of the face. More kind of really like peak of the cheekbone. And this is also going to like give it that slight lift there as well, but you really want to focus on not bringing it towards the center of the face, because what we're trying to do is kind of create that really nice, like I said, effortlessly chic makeup look, but it's kind of like lifted and it's very snatched, and it just looks like it's not obvious in your face. Like, I feel like when you have so much going on along the center of the face, it becomes a little bit more obvious. Whereas if you keep all of this pretty flawless, pretty matte in general, you can focus on kind of adding a bit of like highlight towards the edges of the face, so that when you turn your face, it gives you a bit of dimension. That was my 134 brush. Now we're gonna go in with our Fenty Glow Heat Gloss, and we're just gonna apply this to the center. You see, I've just applied it to the peaks there and the bottom, and then I'm just going to dab. And that, my beautiful people, is my effortlessly chic makeup look. I hope you like it. Like, this is definitely something that I do a lot. It's probably one of my go-to makeup looks. So yeah, I think you are gonna love it. I feel like it is kind of effortless. It's not too technical. Everything that I've done, I feel like you can do too. And it's just a chic look. No matter what you wear, it can be a daytime thing, or it can even be an evening look. It's still gonna look really chic. So yeah, I really do hope you've enjoyed this makeup tutorial. And don't forget that all the products are listed in my description box below, and wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you lots of love. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I hope it was really easy to recreate for you guys. Now, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments box below. Don't forget that all the products are listed in my description box below, so all you need to do is just head over there and click on the links, and it will take you straight to it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.